Hey folks, it's Dr. Gilchrist, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time showing you a bit about how to make a title page and how to make an abstract, as that is something that we have not really covered so far this semester or even last semester, and it's not really something that you have to think about until your final paper is close to being done. So I wanted to spend some time going over the 7th edition of the APA's publication manuals guidelines for how to do this. So in previous editions of the APA format, so like in the 6th edition, there was not a lot of difference between coming up with a title page for a student paper and a professional paper. But as of the publication of the 7th manual, or the 7th edition of the manual last year, there have been some changes. So here I am actually on apastyle.apa.org, and you can actually look this up yourself. So notice that it says title page setup. A title page is required for all APA style papers. So if you do not have a title page for a paper that is APA formatted, you should have one. And as I mentioned, as of the 7th edition, there are student and professional versions. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to use the student version of the title page. It's going to be a little bit easier for you to format, but I am going to show you the professional formatting as well, just to give you an idea of what this will look like. So a student title page will include the following: a paper title, your author name, which is you, your affiliation, which will be Cottey College, the course number, including the course number and the name, the instructor name, which is me, the assignment due date, and a page number. So this is what it will kind of look like. So here are a couple of different things to kind of keep in mind. Now in professional papers, usually by the page number, we will have a shortened title in all caps called a running head. I am not requiring you to do a running head because abstracts, which would be directly the second page after the title page, abstracts don't usually have running heads associated with them, and so it can be very, very difficult to format. The first page has a running head, the second page doesn't, and then when you actually get into the paper, you have to go back to using a running head. It's kind of a headache, so we're just going to go ahead and say use a page number. So here are some guidelines to format each element. So what you're going to do, place the title 3 to 4 lines down from the top of the title page. So we're talking about your title. It needs to be centered and bolded. Capitalize major words of the title. Place the main title and any subtitle on separate double-spaced lines. There is no maximum length for titles. Generally, keep it short and keep it brief. With your author names, that's just going to be you. Center author names on their own lines. If there are 2 authors, as you see here, use the word "and" between them. If there are 3 or more, place a comma between the author names and use the word "and" before the final author name. Author affiliation. The affiliation is where the student attends school. Include the name of any department and the name of the college, university, or other institution. Center the affiliation on the next double-spaced line after the author name. So you can go ahead and put Department of Psychology, Cottey College. For the course number and the name, provide the course number, so it'll be PSY 311, colon, and then the course name, just a reminder, is Research Methods in Psychology, Psychological Statistics. Go ahead and use a dash between Research Methods in Psychology and Psychological Statistics. For the instructor name, provide the name. Please put a doctor in front of my name, as is shown on the title page. Center the instructor name on the next double-spaced line after the course number and the name. Provide the due date for the assignment. Use the date format commonly used in your country, so that would be December 15th, 2020. And then page number, use the page number 1 on the title page. Use the automatic page numbering function of your word processing program to insert page numbers in the top right corner of the page header. So how does this differ from a professional title page, which is what we previously would have had you do? Basically, same kind of rules apply, but notice that we have a running head in the left top corner of the page in all caps. We also have author notes, including author affiliations, potential conflicts of interest, and corresponding authors. So basically, if somebody's interested in a reprint or learning more, they designate a particular author to contact. So here's kind of the same idea. Paper title, same sort of idea, centered, bolded. Author names, same rules apply. When different authors have different affiliations, use superscript numerals after the author names to the appropriate affiliations. If all authors have the same affiliation, superscript numerals are not used. For the affiliation, again, not much really changes here. When authors have different affiliations, use the superscript numerals before affiliations to connect affiliations to the appropriate authors. For author notes, center and bold in the bottom half of the title page. Make sure that the paragraphs of the author note are left aligned. If you'd like to learn more, check section 2.7 of the publication manual. You also have a running head. The running head will appear in all capital letters in the page header of all pages, including the title page. Align it to the left. Do not use the label running head before the running head. We used to actually do this on the first page in the 6th edition, but we've changed it. Page numbers still apply. So this is how you do your title page professionally, but I want you to focus on doing your title page, in the student format like this, so it's a little bit simpler. Now I want to move on to functions of the abstract. So this is something that you can download from APA Style. I actually obtained it right here, Abstract and Keywords Guide, APA Style 7th edition. And so you can download this PDF to follow. Now, it says that abstracts and keywords are not typically required for student papers. I want you to. So I want an abstract, and I want keywords. And generally, the reason I'm teaching this as one of the last things for you is because an abstract is much easier to write once you are actually done with the paper. So the abstract needs to provide a brief but comprehensive summary of the contents of your paper. It provides an overview of the paper and helps readers decide whether to read the full text. This needs to be 250 words or less. So here's what the abstract content will typically include: key aspects of the literature review, the problem under investigation, a clearly stated hypothesis or hypotheses, the methods used, including brief descriptions of the study design, sample and sample size, the results, and the implications. There is a particular format that they want you to have. So the recommended font, either 11-point Calibri, 11-point Arial, 10-point Lucinda Sans Unicode, 12-point Times New Roman, which is always a good choice because generally APA formatting for a paper is 12-point Times New Roman, 11-point Georgia, or 10-point Computer Modern. Other fonts are also acceptable as long as they are legible and widely available. This needs to be on the second page of the paper, so it's the page right after your title page. It's written one line below the abstract. Label, you're going to have keywords at the very bottom. It's going to be indented like a regular paragraph and in italics, but not bold. So you have I see. Here we go. I apologize, it skipped pages. So the abstract, of course, APA formatting, we want a 1-inch margin. It needs to be on the second page of the paper. You're going to label it abstract. It needs to be centered and bolded and written on the very first line of the page. The text is going to be one line below the section label. Do not indent. Write it as a single paragraph and make sure it's double spaced. Now, immediately below your abstract, you need about 3 to 5 keywords. So keywords need to be descriptive and they need to capture the most important aspects of the paper. These are kind of used as search terms, so make sure you have 3 to 5. They're going to address essential paper elements like research topic, population, method, or the application of your results or findings. Same fonts still apply. This is going to be one line below the abstract. You're going to label it keywords just like this. It needs to be indented like a regular paragraph and in italics, but not bolded. Immediately after that, you're going to write the keywords on the same line and one space after the label. They need to be lowercase, not italics or bold. Each keyword needs to be separated by a comma and a space. There needs to be no ending punctuation after the final keyword. They can be written in any order. So here's kind of an example of what this would look like in a published paper. So here is kind of an abstract. Researchers were I'm not necessarily going to read this, but you notice that it's not indented. It's kind of in block form. And then we have our keywords here in italics, and one space after that, we have keywords that can be used for any sort of search. So I would recommend that you write this, I'd recommend that you write this after you are done writing your paper, so that way you have a better understanding of the narrative that you are trying to create and the story that you're trying to tell. Because even though this is a research paper, you are still telling a story of sorts. So these are kind of the basics of what you need to do for an abstract and a title page. Remember, for the APA formatting, use the student paper version of the title page. And if you have any questions next week, feel free to email me. But that's all I had. I hope this helps, and I will see you at the review session or the study session on Sunday. Bye.